I want to talk to you about something tonight that is absolutely critical. If you are in a relationship or if you are considering a relationship, I want to talk to you about the signs that indicate whether a man will cheat on you. And I need to be very direct about this because your emotional well-being depends on it. Your future depends on it. Your ability to make wise choices depends on it. Because there are signs, there are warning indicators, there are behaviors that show you whether a man is the type of man who will be unfaithful. And if you know what these signs are, if you can recognize them, you can protect yourself. You can make informed decisions. You can avoid being with a man who will betray you. Now, I want to be clear about something before we begin. I am not saying that if a man has one or two of these signs that he will definitely cheat. I am saying that these signs should raise red flags for you. These signs should make you pay very close attention. These signs should make you reconsider whether this is the kind of man you want to commit your life to. Because cheating does not just happen. Cheating is a choice. And the choices that a man makes, the behaviors that he exhibits, the patterns that he displays, these things tell you what he will do. So let me teach you the 7 signs that indicate whether a man will cheat on you. The first sign is that he is disrespectful to women in general. Listen to me carefully. A man who cheats is a man who does not respect women. And you can see this in how he talks about women. Does he objectify women? Does he talk about women's bodies in a disrespectful way? Does he rate women? Does he compare women? Does he speak negatively about women who he's not in a relationship with? Because if a man does these things, if a man is disrespectful to women in general, then he does not see women as having inherent value and dignity. He sees them as objects. And a man who sees women as objects will not hesitate to cheat on you, because in his mind, cheating is just about getting what he wants from another object. And here is what is important. Pay attention to how a man talks when you are not around to manage his behavior. How does he talk to his friends about women? How does he talk about his female co-workers? How does he talk about women he sees on the street? Does he objectify them? Does he rate them? Does he make comments about their bodies? A man who respects women, a man who will not cheat, does not talk this way. He does not objectify women. He does not disrespect women. He sees them as human beings with dignity and value. The second sign that he will cheat on you is that he's emotionally unavailable. A man who is emotionally unavailable is a man who does not connect deeply with you. He does not share his feelings. He does not open up. He does not let you know him. He keeps you at a distance. And a man like this will cheat because cheating becomes easier when you do not have a deep emotional connection. When you do not feel bonded to your partner, when you do not feel like you are truly known by them, then it becomes easier to disconnect and look elsewhere. And here is what is important. An emotionally available man will share his heart with you. He will be vulnerable with you. He will let you in. But an emotionally unavailable man will not. He will keep his walls up. He will not talk about his feelings. He will not share what is really going on inside. And if a man will not open up to you emotionally, if he keeps his feelings locked away, then he's creating distance in the relationship. And distance makes it easier to cheat. The third sign that he will cheat on you is that he has a wandering eye. This is one of the most obvious signs. A man who is genuinely committed to you, a man who loves you, a man who respects you, does not have a wandering eye. He does not look at other women. He does not check out women when he is with you. He does not make comments about how attractive other women are. He does not seem to notice other women in that way. But a man who has a wandering eye, a man who is constantly looking at other women, a man who is noticing other women's bodies, a man who is making comments about other women, this is a man who is already mentally unfaithful. He's already checking out. He's already looking for options. And here is what is important. This is not about being human and noticing that other people are attractive. This is about a pattern. This is about a man who is constantly noticing other women. This is about a man who seems more interested in other women than he is in you. This is about a man who makes you feel like you are not enough. This is about a man who makes it obvious that he's attracted to other women in a way that disrespects you. The fourth sign that he will cheat on you is that he does not respect your relationship as sacred. A man who respects his relationship, a man who is committed to his relationship, treats his relationship as sacred. He protects the boundaries of the relationship. He does not joke about cheating. He does not talk about attractive women in a way that disrespects the relationship. He does not keep secrets from you. He does not hide his phone. He does not hide his social media. He does not hide his location. He does not hide his friendships with other women. He is open. He is transparent. He respects the relationship. But a man who does not respect the relationship as sacred will do all of these things. He will joke about cheating. He will say things like, if I was single, I would cheat on you with her. He will hide his phone. He will guard his password. He will hide his social media activity. He will hide his location. He will hide his friendships with other women. He will keep secrets. And a man who keeps secrets, a man who hides things, a man who does not respect the relationship as sacred is a man who is setting himself up to cheat. And here is what is important. These behaviors are red flags. When a man is secretive, when he guards his phone, when he hides things, when he does not respect the boundaries of the relationship, these are signs that he is doing something he should not be doing. He is creating space for infidelity. The fifth sign that he will cheat on you is that he has a history of infidelity. Listen to me carefully. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. If a man has cheated in previous relationships, if he has a history of infidelity, then he will likely cheat in your relationship too. Because cheating is not something that happens once and then is never done again. Cheating is a pattern. It is a choice. It is a behavior. And if a man has made that choice before, if he has chosen to betray someone else, then he is capable of making that choice again. And here is what is important. Do not believe the lie that he has changed. Do not believe the lie that he learned his lesson. Do not believe the lie that he will not do it again. People change, yes, but they change because they want to change. They change because they take responsibility. They change because they do the work. But many men who have cheated do not take responsibility. They do not acknowledge what they did. They do not understand how they hurt someone. They just move on to the next woman and do the same thing. So if a man has a history of cheating, you need to be very careful. You need to understand what you are getting into. You need to know that you are with a man who has already chosen to betray someone. And if he can betray her, he can betray you. The sixth sign that he will cheat on you is that he does not have accountability in his life. A man who has people in his life who hold him accountable, a man who has friends who will call him out, a man who has people he answers to is less likely to cheat. Because he knows that if he does something wrong, someone will know. Someone will call him on it. He cannot get away with it. But a man who does not have accountability, a man who is a lone wolf, a man who does not have close friends who he is honest with, a man who keeps people at a distance, this is a man who can cheat without anyone knowing. This is a man who has no one checking on him. This is a man who has no one he answers to. And here is what is important. Accountability is important in relationships. A man who is willing to be accountable, a man who is willing to have people in his life who he answers to, is a man who is serious about his commitment. But a man who rejects accountability, a man who resists anyone having access to his life, a man who keeps people at a distance, this is a man who is setting himself up to cheat. The seventh sign that he will cheat on you is that he has poor impulse control. A man who struggles with impulse control is a man who acts without thinking. He does things in the moment without considering the consequences. He gives into temptation easily. He does not have the discipline to resist what he wants right now for what he knows is right. And here is what is important. A man with poor impulse control will struggle with many things, not just infidelity. He will struggle with spending money recklessly. He will struggle with anger. He will struggle with substance abuse. He will struggle with anything that requires him to delay gratification or resist temptation. But when it comes to cheating, poor impulse control means that if he's in a situation where he is tempted, he will likely give in. He will not have the discipline to walk away. He will not have the strength to resist. And you can see this in his behavior. Does he think before he acts? Or does he act and then deal with the consequences? Does he have self-control? Or does he give in to every impulse? Does he think about the impact of his actions? Or does he just do what he wants? A man with poor impulse control is not a man you should commit to. because he does not have the discipline to maintain his commitment. Now, let me go back and expand on each of these signs, because I want you to really understand them. I want you to be able to recognize them. I want you to understand the depth of what they mean. So let me start with the first sign again. A man who is disrespectful to women in general. When I talk about a man being disrespectful to women, I am talking about a man who sees women as less than. I am talking about a man who objectifies women. I am talking about a man who reduces women to their bodies. I am talking about a man who does not see women as full human beings with thoughts and feelings and dreams and value. And this is foundational, because a man who does not respect women in general will not respect you specifically. A man who objectifies women in general will objectify you. A man who does not see women as having value will not see you as having value. And here is the thing. Many women ignore this sign because they think that the man respects them specifically. They think that even though he disrespects other women, he respects them. But this is not how it works. A man's character does not change based on who he is with. If a man is disrespectful, he is disrespectful. If he objectifies women, he objectifies women. It might look different depending on the situation, but the underlying disrespect is the same. So pay very close attention to how a man talks about women when you are not around. How does he talk to his friends? How does he comment on women's bodies? How does he treat women who cannot do anything for him? How does he talk about women in the media? A man who respects women does not objectify them. A man who respects you does not disrespect women in general. Now, let me talk more about emotional unavailability. An emotionally unavailable man is a man who is not present. He is physically there, but he's not emotionally there. He does not share his feelings. He does not let you know what is going on inside. He does not open up. He does not create intimacy. And because he does not create intimacy with you, because he does not let you know him, because he keeps his distance, it becomes easy for him to look elsewhere. And here is what is important. An emotionally unavailable man might seem mysterious. He might seem strong and independent, but in reality, he is just disconnected. He is just avoiding. He is just not capable of the kind of intimacy that real love requires. And a man who is not capable of intimacy with you will not have a problem seeking intimacy elsewhere. So pay attention to whether a man opens up to you. Does he share his feelings? Does he tell you what is really going on in his life? Does he let you know him, or does he keep you at a distance? Does he avoid talking about feelings? Does he change the subject when things get emotional? Does he seem uncomfortable with intimacy? An emotionally available man opens up, he lets you in. But an emotionally unavailable man does not. Now, let me talk more about the wandering eye. A man with a wandering eye is a man who is not satisfied with you. He is constantly looking at other women. He is constantly comparing you to other women. He is constantly imagining what it would be like with other women. And this is a man who is already mentally unfaithful. He is already disrespecting the relationship. He is already disrespecting you. And here is what is important. You will feel this. You will feel like you are not enough. You will feel like he is more interested in other women than he is in you. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel disrespected. And these feelings are valid. Because a man who truly loves you, a man who is truly committed to you, does not check out other women. He does not make you feel like you are not enough. So pay attention to how a man looks at other women. Does he look, or does he consciously avoid looking? Does he comment on other women's appearance? Does he make you feel like you are not enough? If a man has a wandering eye, if he's constantly noticing other women, if he's making you feel less than, then this is a man who does not fully respect you and the relationship. Now, let me talk more about not respecting the relationship as sacred. A man who respects the relationship as sacred understands that the relationship has boundaries. He understands that there are certain things that are only for you. He understands that there are certain places he should not go. He understands that there are certain things he should not do. He protects the relationship. But a man who does not respect the relationship as sacred treats the relationship like it is not important. He jokes about cheating. He hides things. He keeps secrets. He is not transparent. He does not respect the boundaries. And a man who does not respect the boundaries of the relationship A man who does not treat the relationship as important is a man who will cross the boundaries. So pay attention to whether a man respects the relationship as sacred. Does he protect it? Does he guard it? Does he respect the boundaries? Or does he joke about cheating? Does he hide things? Does he not respect your trust? A man who respects the relationship does not do these things. Now, let me talk more about a history of infidelity. I want to be very clear about something. If a man has cheated before, you need to proceed with extreme caution, because past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. A man who has cheated before is not a safe bet. He has already shown you what he is capable of. He has already made the choice to betray someone, and he can make that choice again. Now, I do not want to say that people cannot change. People can change, but change requires something. Change requires taking responsibility. Change requires understanding what you did wrong. Change requires feeling genuine remorse. Change requires doing the work to never do it again. But many men who have cheated do not do this work. They just move on. So if a man has cheated before, ask him about it. How does he talk about it? Does he take responsibility? Or does he blame his ex? Does he understand the damage he did? Or does he minimize it? Does he seem genuinely remorseful? Or does he seem like he's just saying what you want to hear? Pay close attention to how he talks about his past infidelity, because it will tell you whether he has actually changed or whether he's just hiding it better. Now, let me talk more about lack of accountability. A man who has accountability in his life is a man who cannot hide. He has people who know him. He has people he answers to. He has people who will call him out if he does something wrong. And this is a good thing. This is a sign that a man is serious about being a good man. But a man who does not have accountability, a man who is a lone wolf, a man who does not let anyone get close enough to really know him, is a man who can hide. He can do things and no one will know. He can cheat and no one will find out. He has created an environment where he can act without consequences. So pay attention to whether a man has people in his life who know him. Does he have close friends? Does he have mentors? Does he have people he answers to? Or is he isolated? Does he not want anyone knowing his business? Does he resist anyone getting close to him? A man who is serious about his character, a man who wants to be held accountable, does not hide. He lets people in. Now let me talk more about impulse control. A man with good impulse control is a man who thinks before he acts. He considers the consequences. He resists temptation. He has discipline. But a man with poor impulse control is a man who acts first and thinks later. He gives into temptation. He does not have the discipline to resist what he wants. And here is what is important. Impulse control affects many areas of life. A man with poor impulse control will struggle with spending, with anger, with substance abuse, with food, with everything that requires self-discipline. And when it comes to cheating, poor impulse control means that he will give in to temptation if the opportunity presents itself. He does not have the strength to say no. So pay attention to whether a man has impulse control. Does he think before he acts? Does he have discipline? Does he resist temptation in other areas of his life? Or does he give in to every impulse? A man with poor impulse control is not a man you can trust with your heart. Now, I want to say something very important. I want to say that if a man has multiple of these signs, if he's displaying several of these behaviors, you need to seriously reconsider the relationship, because these signs do not appear in isolation. If a man is displaying one or two of these signs, you need to pay attention. But if he's displaying multiple signs, if he's disrespectful to women and has a wandering eye and hides things and has poor impulse control, then you are with a man who is very likely to cheat. And I want to be very direct with you. Do not try to change him. Do not think that your love will fix him. Do not think that if you just love him enough, if you are just pretty enough, if you just satisfy him enough, that he will not cheat. That is not how it works. A man cheats because of who he is, not because of what you did or did not do. A man cheats because he lacks discipline. A man cheats because he does not respect you or the relationship. A man cheats because he does not have the character to be faithful. So do not blame yourself. Do not think that if you were just different, he would not cheat. Do not put yourself through that. A man who cheats is choosing to cheat. And that choice reflects on him, not on you. Now, I also want to talk about prevention. I want to talk about what you can do to protect yourself. First, you can pay attention to these signs before you commit. Before you get married, before you promise your life to someone, make sure that he does not have these signs. Make sure that he respects women. Make sure that he is emotionally available. Make sure that he does not have a wandering eye. Make sure that he respects the relationship as sacred. Make sure that he does not have a history of infidelity. Make sure that he has accountability. Make sure that he has impulse control. Make sure that he has the character to be faithful. Second, you can trust your gut. If something feels off, if you sense that something is not right, if you have a feeling that he might cheat, pay attention to that feeling. Your intuition is trying to tell you something, listen to it. Third, you can maintain your own life. Do not lose yourself in the relationship. Do not make him your whole world. Do not make him responsible for your happiness. Because if you make him your whole life, then when he cheats, the betrayal will destroy you. But if you have your own life, if you have friends, if you have purpose, if you have things that make you happy outside of the relationship, then you will have something to hold on to. You will be okay. Fourth, you can set boundaries and enforce them. Make it clear what you will and will not accept. Make it clear what the consequences are if he violates your boundaries. And then enforce those boundaries. Do not say that you will leave if he cheats and then stay when he cheats. Do not say that you will not tolerate disrespect and then tolerate it. Your words have to match your actions. Finally, you can prepare yourself to walk away. You need to know that you have the strength to leave if you need to. You need to know that you can survive without him. You need to know that your happiness does not depend on him. Because if you know these things, if you believe these things, then you will not accept behavior that you should not accept. You will not put up with a man who cheats. You will not stay with someone who disrespects you. So as we close, I want to leave you with this. You deserve a man who is faithful. You deserve a man who respects you. You deserve a man who does not have a wandering eye. You deserve a man who respects the relationship as sacred. You deserve a man who has the character to be faithful. Do not settle for less. Do not accept a man who has these signs. Do not hope that he will change. Do not try to love him enough to fix him. Instead, recognize the signs. Trust your gut. Protect yourself. And if necessary, walk away. Because your heart is too valuable to be with a man who will betray you. Your love is too precious to be wasted on a man who does not respect it. You deserve better, so choose better. Look for a man who does not have these signs. Look for a man who is faithful. Look for a man who respects you and the relationship. And when you find him, commit to him. Build with him. Because that is the man who will honor your heart. 7 signs he will cheat on you. Complete teaching. Let me go deeper into what recognizing these signs actually looks like in real life. Because I want you to understand that these are not always obvious. Sometimes these signs are subtle. Sometimes they are disguised. Sometimes they are things that seem normal on the surface but reveal something deeper when you look closely. So let me paint a picture of what each of these signs looks like in a real relationship. The first sign, disrespect to women in general, might look like this. You are with your boyfriend and you are watching a movie. There is a scene with an attractive woman and he makes a comment about her body, or he rates her on a scale of 1 to 10, or he says something about what he would do with her, and he thinks it is funny, he thinks it is harmless. But what he is doing is objectifying the woman on screen. He is reducing her to her physical appearance. He is not seeing her as a person. He is seeing her as an object for his consumption. And if he does this with women he does not know, women on the screen, women in the streets, then he will do it with you. He will objectify you. He will reduce you to your body. Or the disrespect might look like this. You are with a group of friends and your boyfriend makes a comment about one of your female friends. He makes a joke about her appearance or her intelligence or her competence. And everyone laughs. But what he has done is disrespected her. What he has done is objectified her. What he has done is made it clear that he does not see women as deserving of respect. And if he disrespects your friend, if he's comfortable disrespecting women in front of you, then he does not really respect women. And a man who does not respect women will not respect you. The second sign, emotional unavailability, might look like this. You try to have a deep conversation with your boyfriend. You try to share something that is bothering you. You try to talk about your feelings, and he deflects. He changes the subject. He makes a joke to lighten the mood. He does not engage. He pulls away. He does not want to talk about feelings. He does not want to know what is really going on with you. And you find yourself in a relationship where you feel alone. You feel like he's not really there with you. You feel like he does not really know you. And you are right. He does not know you because he has not let you in enough to know him. And he has not been open enough for you to let him in. Or the emotional unavailability might look like this. You ask him about his childhood, you ask him about his dreams, you ask him about his fears, and he shuts down. He does not want to talk about it. He says it does not matter. He says the past is the past, and you are left wondering who he really is. You are left wondering what is going on inside of him, and you are realizing that you do not really know him, and you cannot be intimate with someone you do not know. You cannot truly love someone you do not understand. The third sign, a wandering eye, might look like this. You are out with your boyfriend and you see him looking at other women. He's looking at their bodies, he's checking them out, and you feel it. You feel the moment his attention leaves you and goes to someone else, and it hurts. It makes you feel like you are not enough. It makes you feel like he's attracted to other women more than he's attracted to you. And you might say something about it and he might get defensive. He might say that you are being crazy. He might say that he was not looking. He might gaslight you, but you know what you saw. You know what you felt. Or the wandering eye might look like this. You notice that your boyfriend is always liking pictures of attractive women on social media. He's following models. He's commenting on their photos. He is engaging with other women in a way that seems flirtatious. And when you ask him about it, he says it is harmless. He says it does not mean anything, but it makes you uncomfortable. It makes you feel disrespected. It makes you wonder why he feels the need to engage with other women in this way. And you are right to wonder, because a man who respects his relationship does not engage with other women in ways that could be considered flirtatious. The fourth sign, not respecting the relationship as sacred, might look like this. Your boyfriend makes jokes about cheating. He says things like, if I was single, I would cheat on you with her. And he thinks it is funny. But what he's doing is sending a message. He's saying that he has thought about cheating. He is saying that he's thinking about other women. He's saying that if he were not in a relationship with you, he would pursue other women. And he's normalizing the idea of infidelity. He's making it seem like cheating is just something that happens, something that is joking material. Or not respecting the relationship might look like this. Your boyfriend guards his phone with his life. He does not let you see it. He gets nervous if you are near it. He hides his passwords. He hides his social media. He does not let you see his text messages. And when you ask why, he says that everyone deserves privacy. But there is a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is not hiding from the person you have committed your life to. Privacy is not creating an environment where your partner cannot access your life. Secrecy is, and a man who is secretive, a man who is hiding things, a man who does not want his partner seeing his phone or social media, is a man who is doing something he should not be doing. The fifth sign, a history of infidelity, might look like this. Your boyfriend tells you that he cheated in his previous relationship, and you ask him about it, and he says that she drove him to it. He says that she was not meeting his needs. He says that she was not paying enough attention to him. He says that if she had been a better girlfriend, he would not have cheated. And what he is doing is blaming his ex. What he is doing is refusing to take responsibility. What he is doing is telling you that if you do not meet his needs, if you do not pay enough attention to him, if you are not a good enough girlfriend, then he will cheat on you too. Because he is not owning his choice. He is making it about her. Or a history of infidelity might look like this. Your boyfriend tells you that he cheated in his previous relationship. And when you ask him about it, he gets uncomfortable. He does not want to talk about it. He says it is in the past. He says that you should not hold it against him. He says that he has changed, but he has not acknowledged the pain that he caused. He has not taken responsibility. He has not done the work to understand why he cheated and how to make sure it does not happen again. He's just asking you to trust him, but trust is not given. trust is earned. And a man who has cheated, a man who has not taken responsibility, a man who has not done the work has not earned your trust. The sixth sign, lack of accountability, might look like this. Your boyfriend does not have close friends. He does not have people he's really honest with. He does not have mentors or people he answers to. He's a lone wolf. He keeps people at a distance. He does not let people get to know him. And what this means is that there is no one checking on him. There is no one who knows him well enough to call him out if he's doing something wrong. There is no one who will know if he cheats. There is no one who will hold him accountable. Or lack of accountability might look like this. Your boyfriend has friends, but he hides things from them. He does not let them know what is really going on in his life. He does not tell them about fights you have had. He does not tell them about temptations he's facing. He does not let them in enough to really know him. And because of this, they cannot hold him accountable. They cannot call him out. They cannot support him in being faithful. The seventh sign, poor impulse control, might look like this. Your boyfriend makes financial decisions without thinking about the consequences. He spends money on things he does not need. He goes into debt. He does not have discipline with his spending. And what this tells you is that he does not have good impulse control. He acts without thinking. He gives in to what he wants right now without considering what he really needs. Or poor impulse control might look like this. Your boyfriend has anger issues. He gets angry quickly. He says things he regrets. He does not think before he speaks. He acts in anger without considering the impact of his actions. And what this tells you is that he does not have good impulse control. He is driven by his emotions. He is not able to control himself. Now, I want to talk about something that is really important. I want to talk about the combination of these signs. Because if a man has one or two of these signs, you need to pay attention. But if he has three or four more of these signs, if he's displaying a pattern of behavior that is disrespectful, that is emotionally unavailable, that is showing a wandering eye, that is not respecting the relationship, that is showing signs of poor character, then you need to seriously reconsider the relationship. Because a man with multiple of these signs is a high-risk man. A man with multiple of these signs is a man who is very likely to cheat. And I want to be very clear about something. You cannot love him into faithfulness. You cannot be pretty enough to keep his eye from wandering. You cannot be good enough to keep him faithful. You cannot do anything to prevent him from cheating if he is the type of man who cheats, because his infidelity is about him, not about you. It is about his character. It is about his values. It is about his choices. And you do not control those things. He does. So do not blame yourself. Do not think that if you were just different, if you were just more, if you were just better, that he would not cheat. Do not put that on yourself. Because if a man cheats, it is because he chose to cheat. It is because he valued the pleasure of the moment more than he valued his commitment to you. It is because he valued his own desires more than he valued your trust. And that is on him. That is not on you. I also want to talk about what to do if you see these signs. First, do not ignore them. Do not hope that they will go away. Do not think that love will change them. Pay attention to these signs. Take them seriously. Second, have conversations about these signs. Ask your boyfriend about his past. Ask him about his values. Ask him about his commitment to faithfulness. Listen to how he answers. Does he take these things seriously, or does he brush them off? Does he seem committed to being faithful, or does he seem like faithfulness is optional? Third, set clear boundaries. Tell him what you will and will not accept. Tell him that infidelity is a deal breaker for you. Tell him that disrespect is a deal breaker for you. Tell him that secrecy and hiding are deal breakers for you. Make it clear what the consequences are. Fourth, trust your gut. If something feels off, if your intuition is telling you that something is not right, if you are sensing that this man might cheat, pay attention to that feeling. Your gut is smart. Your intuition is trying to protect you. Listen to it. Finally, be willing to walk away. You need to know that you can leave if you need to. You need to know that you will not stay with a man who cheats. You need to know that you have the strength to be alone. Because if you know these things, if you believe these things, then you will not accept behavior that you should not accept. You will not rationalize disrespect. You will not tolerate cheating. You will walk away. So as I close, let me say this. You deserve a faithful man. You deserve a man who respects you. You deserve a man who is emotionally available. You deserve a man who does not have a wandering eye. You deserve a man who respects the relationship as sacred. You deserve a man who has the character to be faithful. Do not settle for less. Do not accept a man who has these signs. Do not ignore red flags. Do not hope that he will change. Instead, recognize the signs. Pay attention to them and make wise decisions about who you commit your life to. Because your heart is too valuable. Your love is too precious. Your future is too important to waste on a man who will betray you. So choose wisely. Choose a man who has integrity. Choose a man who has character. Choose a man who will be faithful. And when you find him, when you know that he is a man of his word, when you see that he respects you and the relationship, when you know that he will not cheat, then commit to him. Build with him. Love him. Because that is a man who has earned your trust. That is a man who deserves your commitment.